Unlike what we're seeing in real life in Daytona Beach, here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, it is all sunshine here tonight for the Everglades 200 for round number 6 of the iSNF Cup Series season number 7. Good evening, everybody. My name is Frank Marchese. Thank you very much for making us a part of your evening. Alongside me tonight, my broadcast partner, Alan Bergen. Alan, Fontana last week. Auto Club was a fantastic race here tonight. It was kind of a given last week that we were going to have some drivers run the bottom, some drivers run the top. But here tonight, we're going to be expecting drivers around the top all night.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Frank. And I wouldn't expect any different here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, as they have progressive banking. So you're going to see a lot of multiple groove racing here tonight, Frank.
And some drivers are going to take that bottom line to try to save that right front tire over the course of the run. Other drivers are going to be right up on that outside wall, trying to give as much momentum as they possibly can. Currently, as it sits, let's take a look at the point standings here with about 2.5 minutes left here in this practice session. Angel Hernandez, last week's winner, last week in third place. Currently sitting at the top of the point standings, pardon me, by 26 points over Charles-Etienne Boucher, who had another very, very close second place finish last week at Auto Club. Christian Delgado is here. He's back in his normal car, unlike last week. Isaac Wilson, Tristen Bailey. Tristen Bailey was last week's winner, currently rounding out your top 5. Still early on in this season. Still a lot of things that could change around here as this season progresses.
For sure, as we're watching practice right now, Charles-Etienne Boucher is atop of the scoring pylon here in practice. So I wonder if he can. I'm hoping he can back that up. You know, he was real strong at the Roval. Didn't have the day he wanted at Auto Club, but nonetheless, I would suspect him be up there at the top of the pylon at the end of this race.
And again, a normal size 39 car fields here expected for today's race, which means this racetrack is going to be very, very congested. As we look into this race, a little bit further into this race, we are going to have, of course, our 2 stages. They're going to be on laps 40 and 80 for the 134 lap race that we are expecting to have today. 60% fuel, 4 extra sets of tires here tonight, 3 green-white checkers as per usual. This is a racetrack, though, that is going to eat up the right side tires if you push this racetrack too hard.
Yeah, you got to race the racetrack, Frank, and, so you got to race the racetrack, put it up there on the wall. You know, the high side is definitely the best way around, but you got to keep that right front tire under you. And you got to keep the car on there nice and straight. Be patient. Don't make any hasty moves.
Now, speaking of hasty moves, last week there was a little bit of an incident at Auto Club. The 9 car of Joey Maines was found to have intentionally wrecked an opponent on lap 46. He is suspended for this week. Alexander Arilson, who we have not seen since the season opener back at Daytona, he is in that number 9 car. He'll also have a 4-week probation. Adrian Arenas, who is pretty high up on the practice pylon, he will be serving a drive-through at the beginning of the race. Same thing with Julian Pastor in car number 41. He will be serving a pass-through penalty right at the start of this race as well. As we've just gotten into the qualifying session, as it appears as though Justin Barkley will be one of, if not the first driver out onto the circuit here in car number 22. As mentioned last week, Dominic Sawicki will not be driving this car anymore this year. His work schedule changed, I believe, if I remember correctly. So the 22 of Justin Barkley will be subbing for Sam Frazier this week.
Yeah, Sam had, we want to thank him for his service, first of all, as he is a member of our armed forces. So, they have lots of training going on there, and, where he's at. So a much needed break. He had it was a pretty rough week for him.
He certainly did have a rough week last week, as first times now getting set to come onto the board, as it will be Justin Barkley setting that time in car number 22. Peter Terrio, another substitute driver here tonight. We used to seeing him in the number 67. He's in the number 43, replacing Andrew Miller today. Jack Yeagerman still in that 77 for Joey Burgee. Chris Smith will be missing today's race in car number 21. He's being replaced by Brian Wood. And Fabricio Lamana will be in the 8 car tonight, subbing in for Franz Bretschneider. Those are the big substitute changes to keep you abreast of.
Yeah. So, right now Angel Hernandez has the fastest lap here in qualifying with that 32:19. So that's the time that they're all wanting to get there. But I suspect that some of these guys will not qualify, especially those drivers with those drive-through penalties. I'm sure they won't take time, and they got to go down pit road anyway, so it doesn't make a lot of sense.
3 of Charles-Etienne Boucher coming through 3 and 4 now. Coming out off that bottom lane is car number 3. So we'll see what he can do. Fastest time so far to 32:17. Angel Hernandez just 0.02 of a second off with a 32:19, as it would appear that both drivers who are going to be taking the drive-through penalties. Here's Adrian Arenas out on circuit, getting set to begin his qualifying run, as well as the 41 of Julian Pastor. So these two who are going, yep, they are going to be jumping out on track. Well, this is one of those racetracks where you need to have as much practice as you can. It may look like a pretty straightforward oval, but it's really anything but.
For sure.
So
it looks
good.
Like Boucher is on the provisional pole right now with that 32:10. So great to him. Tristen Bailey is last week's winner. He is running P3 right now. And that's a beautiful number 19 Toyota Camry there.
You got a big wiggle coming off of turn 2, which ended his final lap. So Bailey will be 4th now, and the reason for that is because Julian Pastor ran a 32:16 his last time around. Peter Terrio currently 2nd fastest, as this may not have been the case, as Christian Delgado goes P2. May not have been the case in real life at Daytona, but the Toyotas are strong here. We got 5 Toyotas in the top 10 so far here in qualifying, as Julian Pastor will take pole here, and Boucher out of laps, so he's not going to be able to respond.
Yeah, the only thing stronger than the Toyotas right now is Mother Nature in Daytona.
Yeah, just about. We're not going to give you any spoilers. We get warned about that on a weekly basis here, but we will let you know. I'll have Twitter up on my phone to let you know if the Xfinity race in real life starts or whether or not it's getting postponed. After that, there will be no more warnings or updates on what's going on. Just letting you know if the race had started or if it's going to be run on Monday. As a final couple of seconds ticking away here in qualifying, Julian Pastor will start on pole here. He will unfortunately have to serve a drive-through at the start of the race, so it's going to get wiped out, but a pole nonetheless for car number 41. Let's take a look at the starting grid here for today's Everglades 200. Julian Pastor with a time of 32.030. Takes the pole away from Charles-Etienne Boucher by about 3/4 of a tenth. That will be row number 1. Christian Delgado and Peter Terrio will make up row number 2, with Tristen Bailey and Angel Hernandez in row 3. Row 4 goes to Charles Robertson and Michael Hagstrom in car number 15. A very good qualifying attempt for him. Justin Barkley and Isaac Wilson will line up in row 5. Joshua Grosso and Steven Sear will line up in row 6. Jeff Weimer and Jack Yeagerman in row 7, Adrian Arenas and Alex Arildson in row 8. Rosa Laszlo and Fabricio Lamana in that number 8 car will line up in row 9, with Shane Posey making his series debut and Mike Iskander in row 10. Mike Simon and John Hopley will sit in row 11, with Rhea Ferris and Robert Rowe in row 12. Jason Ricketts and Larry Fairman, row 13. Row 14 will see Jerry Parker and Brian Wood. Chris Otto and Mark Morton in row 15. Nathan Christensen and Chris Van Maastricht in row 16. Row 17 goes to Brian Treadwell and Shane Griffin. Matt Metler and Charles Halterman in row number 18. Bob Wyckoff and Michael Gervey, row 19. Casey Tomlinson will line up shotgun on the field as the lone car in row number 20. Weather conditions here for today's race. We will be drifting off into the night as we are just shy of 6 p.m. in sim time. 76-degree ambient temperature, so it is going to be a little bit warm. Track temperature, though, does not match the heat in the air. Just 97 degrees on the track. Wind is blowing westerly at about 6 miles an hour from what we see here on our graphic. As we are just about set and ready to go here, Alan, I personally have never really been a big fan of this racetrack. For me, it's just there's something about this place that never really jived with me. And I'm sure, at least for me, this would be one of those racetracks where I'm just kind of hoping to just get out of here with the best finish I possibly can.
Yeah, for sure. So this is like one of those cookie cutter racetracks, and these cars race pretty well on the mile and a half now. So I mean, we're in for a good show tonight. The fact that they're racing off into the sunset, so I like the night races. So I'm pretty excited for night racing.
Yeah, this is usually right around the time that we would be expecting the actual real-life race to finish, as we are just about set to go. We've got one car, I believe. Sorry to call you out, but I believe it's Chris Otto. That is the last car to grid, taking up as much time as he possibly can. And for those that... Joey Maines just said it was, seeing in the chat here, Joey Maines just said it was postponed to Monday at 11 a.m. So there you go. So there's the Xfinity race. Thank you very much. But yeah, that is a strategy for some drivers, by the way, getting back to this race, waiting as long as you can before you do grid up, because if you don't have a button map to where you can turn the car on and off, it does save a little bit of fuel instead of just having the car running on pit road. As the standard coming out here at Homestead. Bottom line takes the access road. Outside line jumps on the track.
Funny that you should mention about the spoilers. So when I was a child, I would spoil the races for my uncle. I would tell him who won the race. I was so excited about who won the race. I'd tell him who won the race, and he'd get so mad at me. So, little funny story about my childhood.
We don't have to worry about that today, and I promise I won't spoil the Supercross race that's on a little bit later on as well. Coming through 3 and 4 here to open up this race. It'll be round number 6 for the iSNF Cup Series. Let's hope the drivers can hold it together. Let's hope for the first time this season my PC can hold it together. Coming to the line into the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. 134 laps here for the Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Boucher down in the turn number 1. He's taking Pastor. Remember, Pastor has to do that drive-through penalty, so he's gonna probably hold off as long as he can. I don't think they're gonna require him to go in right on lap number 1. He's probably gonna get out there and maybe lead a lap or so, or he might get that penalty done and over with.
Charles-Etienne Boucher out in front, taking over that race lead. Pastor will come down pit road here early, but he's gonna overshoot it. So Julian Pastor oh boy. So Julian Pastor attempts to take the penalty first lap. Unfortunately can't. Go ahead.
Pastor overshoots it. We're under caution.
We are. So it appears to be Rhea Ferris who is around. Yep, that is 12 car backwards. Down the back straightaway.
Cleveland, Ohio native. Just, 141 starts. Still looking for the first win here.
So let's see if we can gauge what happened to Rhea. Drifted up a little bit into the side of the 41. Ooh, 36 also getting a piece of it as well. Somebody else also, I think. Maybe it was the 54.
Looked like it.
That got into it. Yep, down at the bottom of the track there. Oh, there we are. Okay, so folks, we know the drill. We'll be right back. Back here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, first caution of the race brought out by cars number 12 and 34, a little bit further back in the field. And once again, folks, Paul Frank, hello in the chat. I have every setting turned down as low as they could go. I don't know what else I can do. So once again, much like we've done every other race this season, we're going to fight through this, and it's annoying, I know, for both you and me. As we come off of turn number 4, Charles-Etienne Boucher has elected the outside line here on this restart. Christian Delgado leading the way on the bottom. Green flag is back in the air. We are racing once again here at Homestead.
Yeah. Etienne Boucher is going to lead him down to turn number 1. He's got a quarter of a second gap on Delgado.
Another little wiggle there from Peter Terrio in that Advent Health car number 34. As Angel Hernandez all the way up to the wall here early.
Yeah, Angel Hernandez riding that Kyle Larson line there. Coming up turn 2 and onto the back straightaway.
Making his 61st start here in the iSNF Cup Series.
Hard to believe that he's making 60 starts and he's only 17 years old.
Yeah. And is a champion already. Champion of Season 5. A little bit further back through the field, there is Jeff Weimer in that Discount Tire car number 2. With Alexander Rilson below him in number 9. Again, subbing in for Joey Maines here tonight.
Yes. As he got in, Joey Maines got into a car last week there at Auto Club and they said it was intentional, so therefore he's going to take a week off and take a break.
It was deemed intentional. I don't think he said it was intentional, but Michael Hagstrom working his way up through the field, already up to P8 here, or back up to P8, I should say, after a little bit of a slower start for car number 15, as we have a battle for the race lead here. Peter Terrio and Charles-Etienne Boucher side by side coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, Boucher had to run there on Terrio in the 43 Advent Health car, and I like the realism of the paint schemes of these guys, in the series. Keep it legit on the paint schemes there. So, Angel Hernandez back there in 4th.
Angel Hernandez in 4th. Tristen Bailey, last week's winner, running in 5th. Joshua Grosso there, car number 23, last year's champion. As a spin in the back is what's causing that. This time, it's Mike Simon in car number 91, and there's Steven Sears stopped along the front stretch wall.
Yeah, the Auburn, Maine native.
See what happened here between the 91 and the 5. 91, oh, big wiggle out of the 91. The 5 of Sear had nowhere to go. So under caution for the second time here tonight. Here at the Auto Club Speedway. Yeah, no, not the third time. Again, as we went over last week, wonderful neighbor providing the background sound there. As we had gone over last week, every time you leave the session, it adds a caution to it if you're under caution. So we're under caution number 2 here this evening. So we do have a couple of thought we did, between Delgado and Angel Hernandez. We do, though, however, have one taker. That would be the 84 of Shane Posey, making start number 7. I mentioned that he was a series debutant here tonight. He is not.
He's an 84 car.
Yep. Those of you who have been with this with SRM for a long time, you'll know Shane Posey from the Circle B Diecast Super Speedway Series. Which used to run every Friday nights here. A familiar name, new place.
Yes.
Michael Iskander, Bob Wyckoff, Jerry Parker. Also deciding to come down pit road. Under this caution. Again, stage breaks tonight will be at laps 40 and 80. here for this race tonight. As there goes the 36. That would be Nathan Christensen getting a lap back. Lucky dog. Part of the first incident here tonight. And for those of you who maybe feel a little gypped, a little ripped off that you're not going to be seeing racing at Daytona here tonight, well, we've got your fix, as the ECR NextGen Cup Series will be coming to SRM. They ran their Clash and their Duels over the last couple of weeks. Tonight will be their season opener at Daytona. Also, with the possibility of the Daytona 500 being rained out tomorrow, there's no chance of it here, as the Stacy Strong Cup Series presented by Sunday Night NASCAR will run their season opener this Sunday as well. So a lot of racing at Daytona here on the sim, broadcasted on SRM to hold you over just in case real life has to wait until Monday.
I'll be at work on Monday, so.
I don't seem to mind Monday races as much anymore now that I'm out of school. Monday races aren't that bad for me.
Yeah, Monday races usually happen around lunchtime for me, which is around noon, so.
Found out earlier on that the Xfinity race today that was supposed to take place today will be postponed until Monday at 11 a.m.
The other thing, too, before we get back to green, the World of Outlaws Case Construction late models postponed their Big Gator Championship tonight, and Oakwood, Illinois' Bobby Pierce took that title last night.
I'll tell you one race that did not postpone today. That would be the 12 hours at Bathurst. I think they were about 4 hours in by the time we started this broadcast here. You can watch that on YouTube, of course, after us, naturally. The GT World YouTube page is where you can watch that. And the last I saw, Valentino Rossi's number 46 BMW team was running in second. That was the last I saw about an hour and a half ago, so Lord knows where they are now.
Somewhere where it's not raining.
Oh, well, no, they're in Bathurst. They're at Mount Panorama. It ain't raining there. Green flag is back out here. And once again, Charles-Etienne Boucher gets a good jump. Start number 7 for this kid, and he has already come so close to a win on multiple different occasions.
Yeah, good run so far. You know, he kind of got himself buried at the Roval. They were making those few mistakes. Recovered quite nicely at Auto Club, along with Angel Hernandez. But nonetheless, he's been doing pretty good here lately.
Absolutely has been. Another driver's been doing pretty good. Car number 24, that is Isaac Wilson. 54 of Charles Roberson behind him. That's Wilson. Maybe a spin in the back, possibly.
Oh, no.
We're looking good.
We're still green.
We are.
Barney hasn't taken out the yellow flag yet.
Christian Delgado, Tristen Bailey. This is a battle for the 4th position between these two, as that's Peter Terrio right up against that outside wall, trying to get around Angel Hernandez, and will successfully. So Peter Terrio back up to 2nd.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be the Peter Terrio, though. He ran the fastest lap last race, and he's another one of the 13-year-old kids from the plot of Maryland, and he has 14 starts and one win here in the series.
Wayne, if I remember correctly, came last year. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. So I think
Don't worry.
somebody had a big slide down to the bottom. There just a
If you're
moment
wrong,
ago.
if you're wrong, YouTube will definitely correct
Michael Hagstrom had to jump down to the inside down the back straightaway, catching that car. It's Charles-Etienne Boucher currently leading the field. Right up along that outside, Peter Terrio holding firm in second. A little bit further back, car number 31, Mark Morton, back after missing the last couple of weeks. Morton, who has been very strong in that Kaulig Racing number 31 here to open up this season. Currently up into 10th position, plus 20 from where he started way in the back. Now making plus 21 as he looks to the inside of Alex Arilson going into turn one and makes the pass.
Yeah, to see Morton there and Arilson coming down the back straightaway. And then now we're looking at Jagerman and Wilmer there in the 77 and number 2 car is Jeff Weimer. And this is a battle right now for 12th, actually. 13th.
Jagerman just taking over that 13th position, looking for 12th over Justin Barkley. There's Barkley there. Teammate Jeff Weimer not that far behind. Rosa Laszlo in the number 6 there as well. He's now being harassed by John Hopley in the 51.
Yeah, and that Rick Rare Racing, number 51 there. And he's looking for P15 right now there at Rink as he's looking to the inside, and you're going to see multiple grooves of racing here.
Not quite there just yet as Jagerman looks to the inside of Justin Barkley and can't quite get the move done. So we look back up front here with Charles-Etienne Boucher.
Etienne Boucher got almost a half-second lead over Peter Terrio there in the number 43. See how high Boucher's running? That's about where, he's about a half a lane off the wall.
Even a little bit closer than that. Now he goes down to the bottom in 3 and 4, which is something you'll see here as guys try to search for grip and search for where those tires won't wear. You'll see drivers take that run off the outside line going through 1 and 2 and then stick to the bottom in 3 and 4. That seems to be the fastest way around this racetrack for a lot of drivers, not just Boucher.
Yeah, Dario, though, closing the gap. Now it's down to less than a half a second. As we got the Barkley making a move on the 15 car of Hagstrom there. And that's for P11. He's going to get that pretty handily.
Justin Barkley has staved off the attack of Jack Jagerman and did so well with that. He decided to put an attack on Michael Hagstrom and was successful. So now Barkley up into the 11th position, just behind Alex Arilson, and now Jack Jagerman looking to make a move on Hagstrom.
Jagerman's gonna get that move position pretty easily, as Jagerman and Barkley are on the move, and that's gonna be a battle for 12th. As we got Jason Ricketts there.
Battle up here towards the front. This is for the 3rd spot as Tristen Bailey trying to fend off Joshua Grosso.
I think he can hang on to it.
Hopefully he can. And he will be able to. Charles-Etienne Boucher, by the way, is starting to make his move and starting to put a gap between himself and second place Peter Terrio. The gap has opened up to 1.6 seconds here. over Boucher. Christian Delgado with Isaac Wilson just behind him.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson having a great run. Christian Delgado doing about the same there. And, Christian Delgado, if we go all the way back to Daytona, he was a front runner in Daytona.
Certainly was, sitting third place in points right now as Isaac Wilson goes to the inside of him. Tristen Bailey there as well.
Yeah, how about Tristen Bailey wins last week at Auto Club? Comes in here. That's got to be a boost of confidence right now as the two 23-11 teammates are closing in on Tristen Bailey. And those, teammates are Angel Hernandez and Jasper Rogo. And I'm going to tell you what, Frank, I'm becoming a huge Angel Hernandez fan the more I watch him on track.
Mike Simon has gone around in the back in car number 91. He has brought it back to pit road. There he is, damaged up. Yes, I do see what's happening. No, I'm not blind. And yes, we will be doing another reset here at the stage break, which will be coming up at lap 40. So if we can hang on here for just a couple more laps, we'll get this sorted and get this righted again. As that's Larry Fairman who is getting put a lap down now. As Michael Hagstrom still working with Jack Yeagerman, trying to get and keep that position.
Hagstrom's still working on Yeagerman there in the 77 car. Is he's going to try to mount the attack down low, Frank.
Same thing with Jeff Weimer following down low in that number 2 car just behind. Like Hagstrom got a pretty decent run there coming out of turn 2, now going into turn 3. Looking to the inside.
It just seems like they got it seems like Yeagerman just gets a slight advantage with the momentum coming up in turn 4.
That's what we had mentioned before here earlier on at the top of the broadcast, was that we'll see drivers run that outside line to try to get the speed. But then also you've got, as we see, well, quote-unquote see, a battle for second here. Then you also got the guys who are going to run the bottom to try to save that right front tire, make it a little bit easier for them on the long run, and that's what guys like Michael Hagstrom are doing now and still able to keep the pace.
Michael Hagstrom right there on the bottom. As you see, he's trying to mount a run on the number 77 car, Jack Yeagerman, but he just doesn't have enough to get there as we are quickly approaching the stage break.
Again, stage breaks are at laps 4.
Oh. Whoa! Stereo gets it on the wall. He keeps it going straight. He's going to lose a lot of momentum as he just, man. He hit the apron there and the car turned right on him. But Tristen Bailey in the number 19 car, he's going to continue on and essentially win that battle for P2.
So Tristen Bailey up to second. Charles-Etienne Boucher, your current race leader, running now 3.5 seconds ahead.
And that's the thing, Peter Terrio.
Caution is out, and I believe this will be the stage as well. This is going to be for Michael Gervey.
A tough break for Michael Gervey there in that 20 car.
Looks like a broken left front suspension as well for car 20. Let's try to see what we can see. Outside of the 14, got loose coming off the wall and then into the 14.
Look out. Look out, Matt Medler.
See, I thought that was Metler there going down low. Now I'm expecting that to be the stage break. if it is, we'll be doing the reset again. Part of the reason why, part of the reason why we've been focusing so much on Michael Hagstrom, and we could focus on Alex Arielson in the 9 as well. Those are the only two that aren't blinking. And one of the things that people have been suggesting is my proximity to the server for the race. So yes, Boucher does pit, so that is the stage break. But the funny thing is, I'm not really having much of a problem with Arielson or Hagstrom, and they're further away from me than they are the server. So with that, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Charles-Etienne Boucher wins Stage 1 here from Homestead-Miami Speedway. We'll be back for the start of Stage 2, and hopefully one that we can actually see a little bit better right here on Sim Racing Media. Back here, about to begin the second stage of racing here from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Charles-Etienne Boucher, Stage 1 winner, will line up on the outside here with Tristen Bailey second, Angel Hernandez third, Joshua Grosso fourth, and Tristan Delgado in the fifth position, with Isaac Wilson flanking him on the outside. Green flag coming back out. We are racing once again here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, this time in stage number 2.
Stage 2, Boucher going to, begin the second stage like the end of the first stage. And Angel Hernandez is trying to make it mount a run on the outside.
huge wiggle there from Isaac Wilson. Took a lot to not get into the wall there on the outside.
They're almost 3 wide.
Yeah, they were 3 wide there for a moment, almost 4 wide once again around Michael Hagstrom in that number 15 Monster Energy Ford. A couple more Fords above him.
Isaac Wilson having a check your pants moment there.
Yeah, certainly
He had a big wiggle.
Joshua Grosso on the outside trying to defend away from Christian Delgado. Joshua Grosso, defending champion from last season. He has not had the start of this season that he was hoping for. He's been around in some of these races, but has not had the finishes that he would have wanted to have.
Joshua Grosso there. As you said, last year's champion, not off to a great start. There's a couple of drivers. Jeff Weimer there. He's working the outside, making the outside work. And we look a bit further back. Rosa Laza on the inside there. You know, 2 Ford teammates, not teammates, but Ford teammates to drive forward in the respect of that. Yes, we got the number 71 car there. And that's Chris Otto, 3 wide with the 21 car of Brian Wood.
Brian Wood again subbing for Chris Smith this week in that number 21 car. Just his 3rd start here in the iSNF Cup Series. As Rosa Laszlo will get that momentum off the outside, he will take that spot. Robert Rowe, car number 44. This car will not be in the Daytona 500 either tomorrow or Monday. But it is out on track here today as Fabricio Lamana once again subbing for Franz Bretschneider. Looks down to the inside. This is for the 17th position.
44. That's a slick looking 44 car. Ooh! Another check your pants moment by the 8 car.
For a couple there, the 66 also had a moment. 47 of Bob Wyckoff coming right down on the outside of that 8.
Good job keeping it straight by these drivers.
Both Lamana and Metler both slid the car coming off of turn 2, and neither one of them lost a spot.
That's talent right there. You know, takes some skill, but most of talent.
Boy, speaking of getting loose, the 21 certainly must have if he was that far low on the back straightaway. So Brian Wood making a heck of a save. It is another thing about this racetrack. There's 2 things that this place is known for: high tire wear and very, very loose corner exits. So these guys knew that they were going to have to deal with this all race.
Yeah, as tire wear is going to become a factor here. And here comes the number 21 of Brian Wood. He's only a substitute driver, so it's all owner points for him tonight. He's got really nothing to race for except for a checkered flag. So he don't even have to worry about points tonight. He can just go out and win.
He's trying to maintain that position against Fabrizio Lamana in the number 6. Again, this is a battle for the 16th spot as Robert Rowe starts to waltz away in that NY Racing number 44. And up towards the front, this is a battle for the top 5. Final spot in that top 5, Christian Delgado, Isaac Wilson battling side by side. Delgado on the top, Wilson on the bottom. Wilson has the spot for the moment. He will chop off the momentum of the 16, and now the 16 will carry it down to the bottom.
Here comes Carlos Delgado trying to cross Wilson over, coming off of what I believe is turn number 2.
Or off
down the back
now.
Ooh.
Delgado having to slot in behind Isaac Wilson there. 54 of Charles Roberson lurking in the background. Julian Pastor starting to work his way up through the field. He has gotten into the 7th position now. Has Pastor, driver of the 41, started on pole here tonight. Had to take a drive-through penalty on the first lap of the race, lingering from last week. and has worked his way all the way back up to P7 here in just under halfway.
That's how you dig yourself out of the hole. Pastor had to start. Essentially, he started on the pole, had to go drive through the pits. I'm sure he went a lap down, got the lucky dog, and now look at him. He's up here in seventh, kept the car clean. As Isaac Wilson there, and that's a battle for P5 as he goes around. Delgado's going to cross Pastor over and try to get a 2-for-1 special going down into turn number 3. Three wide.
Really big slide there from Pastor. And because of that jump in momentum, Delgado is going to go from 7th to 5th in that half a lap. So a very solid run there for Christian Delgado. By the way, the other Stewart-Haas car that had to take that drive-through penalty not faring out all that well. There is Adrian Arenas in the number 14. He is running in 31st position.
Arenas right there in P31. He's had a rough night. Probably wants to get out of Miami as much as Frank does.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he come back into the front. And Isaac and Julian Pastor making it right.
Yeah, Pastor and Delgado have gotten away from Isaac Wilson as the sun starts to go down here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Isaac Wilson fending off teammate and sub-driver Alex Arilson. As Arilson goes down to the bottom, Roberson will follow.
Yeah, Roberson there in that number 54 car, trying to figure out what he needs to do to get around both of these Hendrick Motorsports cars. If he's going to throw it to the inside, Isaac Wilson is going to go to the outside of his teammate there of Arilson. And Arilson going to battle back on the inside. Isaac Wilson going to cross his teammate over, going down into turn number 3. Does he make the pass?
Bottom line appears to be very strong right now. Isaac Wilson, top 5 spot in the points, running in 4th at the current moment, making start number 78 of his iSNF Cup Series career. Does not have a race win yet this season, but does have a stage win. That would have been stage 1 back at the iRacing Super Speedway a couple of weeks ago. And has a big moment coming out of turn 2 there and will hold the spot just barely.
Wilson drives down to the inside and bails out, and he comes right up in front of Roberson. Roberson had a check your pants moment too as they come down the front straightaway.
Justin Barkley there in the 22, just behind. This is inside the top 10, just barely inside the top 10. Michael Hagstrom there, he is in the 15, currently running 11th. It's Jack Yeagerman in the 77, just behind him. Then there's a nice little gap back to Jeff Weimer here in car number 2. Jeff Weimer running in the 13th spot.
Jeff Weimer in that number 2, Discount Tires Ford. And, the other thing too there, Frank is, these guys are battling pretty hard. But now we're starting to see some of these guys get spread out just a little bit. There's Chris Otto at number 71, WeatherTech Chevrolet. If he has a moment.
Sliding left and right. That's how you know your rears are starting to give up, is when you're starting to go around like that. Robert Rowe currently running in the 15th position. A little bit further ahead. Swapping positions once again. Here's Michael Hagstrom trying to get back into the top 10. Isaac Wilson trying to get a little bit further into the top 10.
The only person that likes to do this 2-wide racing is, a 9 car of Charleston. I butcher his name every time.
Alex Arilson, we saw him up at the front at Daytona, won the first stage of the season when he was driving in the number 91 car, the Project 91 team. In the season opener, did not finish that race. We have not seen him since. Once again, subbing for Joey Maines here today. A little bit further ahead, Angel Hernandez now coming into the sights of Julian Pastor, as Pastor's gotten himself into the top 5.
Yeah, Pastor in the top 5. As he's going to work underneath Angel Hernandez. Angel needs to hang on to that car for all it's worth. Pastor's going to look again coming down in the turn number 1 there. That's a slick looking ride too.
Let's take a look here. Lap time history. This is Julian Pastor to the race leader. And you can see there on the bottom, Pastor 5/1000ths of a second quicker that last time around to Charles-Etienne Boucher. So that 41 does have pace to be up at the front. Unfortunately, he's got about a 3-second gap to try to cover that off. And once again, about 0.3 of a second quicker was Pastor. Pastor ran a 30.07 last time around, a 33.07 to Boucher's 33.43.
Yeah, Pastor looking on the inside and trying to make that pass.
Oh, Isaac
Oh, we have
Wilson.
a car in the wall.
Stay green. He's on the inside wall on the back straightaway, which is well off the racing surface, so we're going to stay green.
Please.
See what happened here with Wilson. This is coming off of turn 2, catches the wall, peels it off the wall. Ooh. Oh, and somebody else back there. I think that was the 7 of Casey Tomlinson had a moment behind him.
Yeah, that was a, for Isaac Wilson there, that was a Jesus take the wheel moment.
Isaac Wilson damaged up Exalta number 24, now currently in the 25th position. Look back up towards the front. There is Michael Hagstrom still working on Justin Barkley in the 22. And now as a Rilson starts to work on Charles Roberson in the 54.
Yeah, Rilson having a good run, being a substitute driver. He's one of those drivers that knows that he don't really, he gets to just go there and race and not worry about points also, as one of the few sub drivers tonight. As he's giving that 9 car a ride tonight. As, you know, he's substituting for Joey Maines, who we'll see here next week.
It's part of the RCR camp that sent 2 drivers to the playoffs last year. Both he and Linus Brostrom were playoff drivers. Beaten out by that 54 car that you see in front. Which at that point was piloted by Joshua Grosso, who currently finds himself in the 3rd position. Here he is, riding up against the wall, a little bit too close to the wall, as that will bring Julian Pastor right into view.
Pastor coming up, working on his way around, getting to the back for Joshua Grosso there. And that steer house number 41. He's put together a pretty good drive there. He is getting ready to mount a attack against that 23 car as they head down to turn number 1.
Down to the bottom goes Julian Pastor. It's been a very clean second stage here thus far. We had 3 cautions in stage number 1, all 3 of them for incident. The last one being close enough to the stage break that they called it a stage break is the 71 now of Chris Otto. Stopped on the wall here on the front stretch. Toes it to pit lane, so we will stay green once again.
Good on these guys for keeping it nice and green. As we are looking back at Julian Martinez Pastor, and he's getting ready to get up there in the business of Joshua Grosso. There is Rhea Ferris.
That was a misclick there. Let's see what happened with Chris Otto. Oh! I think he was trying to pit, and he missed the lane. And the 51 was just right there. Let's see it again here.
And we saw that Frank at Auto Club last week too.
Yeah, that looked like he overshot the pits, and the 51 was on the line.
I mean, I think he handled it with grace there.
62 of Charles Halterman being put a lap down. Halterman currently occupying the 24th position. He is not the free pass car, however. That honor will go to Chris Van Maastricht here in the 38. He is the first car not on the lead lap. Ria Ferris is the next one to be lapped by our race leader, Charles-Etienne Boucher. While we were watching that replay of what happened with Chris Otto, Brian Wood in the 21 also had a moment. This is coming through turn 2. Oh, came up and hit the 44. 44 kept it straight, 21 did not.
And Brian Wood nosed it into the wall there.
There's Boucher putting the 11 of Shane Griffin a 5th lap down. And Michael Iskander a 2nd.
I think, Frank, this is going to be a statement race for Boucher, as he's just absolutely dominated. He's got almost a 2-second lead over, Joshua Grosso in a second and a half over Tristen Bailey. As Tristen Bailey is hoping that more lap cars will come into play.
3 cars look identical here tonight. That was very kind of you, JGR. Thank you. Both the 11, the 19, and the 54 all have this Interstate Batteries paint scheme on, so we can now determine that car that we saw in the first incident hit the wall that we thought was the 54 was in fact the 11.
Okay.
Appreciate you guys for doing that.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate Interstate Batteries for funding 3 cars.
Julian Pastor has had the door open for him. Unfortunately, has not been able to get to or around Joshua Grosso quite yet. Grosso still holding on to that 3rd position. Pastor, who was the pole sitter, had to serve a drive-through penalty on the opening lap, has clawed his way all the way back up to 4th, but has not been able to get much further as Justin Barkley will head into the pits. Justin Barkley making a green flag pit stop here with less than 10 laps to go in the stage. Stage ends on lap 80.
If he does this now, then he won't have to come in when with the stage break down, get the track position.
But with how much tires mean here, which let's just take a look at the fall off. Jack Yeagerman now coming down pit road as well in the 77, as is the 2 of Jeff Weimer coming down pit road. Charles-Etienne Boucher, his best lap of the race, a 32.25. Last time by, he did a 34.14, so that's 2 seconds of drop-off from the time they came into pit back on lap 37. Angel Hernandez comes down pit road with Jerry Parker in front of him.
This is almost a race within a race, too. Trying to get on pit road smoothly. As Grosso's going to take over he didn't take over the second spot. He's been in that second spot. But I think,
Tristen, he has not been in the second spot, because just a moment ago, Tristen Bailey, who was in second, up on the wall here, had a big slowdown. Why both he and his teammate in the 11 slowed down as much as they did, I'm not sure. But Tristen Bailey has fallen all the way back to 5th. Are these guys concerned about fuel?
They might be. They absolutely might be. As we're looking at the 19 car, I would imagine they're going to come to pit road this time by, too.
It's a 60% fuel fill for these guys, and yeah, they're clutching it. Charles-Etienne Boucher comes in, Joshua Grosso, Christian Delgado, all coming down pit road. Look at how far he's clutching this car. Halfway down the front straightaway, all the way to the middle of 1 and 2.
Yeah, he is definitely in fuel saving mode. He's got to come in this time by.
No, I think he's doing this to try to stay out to win the stage. Here comes Julian Pastor coming in. Again, 60% fuel fill on these cars, which means now the decision to pit earlier makes a heck of a lot more sense now. As Joshua Grosso actually beats Charles-Etienne Boucher out of pit road, does the same with Christian Delgado. So Boucher losing a couple of spots and a lot of time on pit road. Charles Roberson now there in that 54 is the race leader. Tristen Bailey is backing way off to try to not pit.
He really wants that stage win.
Well,
and I believe pit road will be closed this time.
Yep, pit road is closed. Well, that's the thing. Rosa Laszlo coming down pit road.
And
he was good to come in this time. He hadn't taken the lap yet. But Tristen Bailey here, all this work, all this effort to try to win the stage, he's only going to lose one spot. Unless he's out now.
He might be out now.
Shane Posey's about 4 seconds behind, and yeah, I think Tristen Bailey is out of fuel. This is coming to the line here for the stage. Charles Roberson wins the stage.
If you're Roberson, you got to get to pit road ASAP as soon as they open.
Working on Christian Delgado here. Delgado is the 10th car. He's the one that triggers the caution. Charles Roberson wins the stage. And there's the caution now. So Roberson wins the stage. Arilton second. Posey third. And Tristen Bailey fourth. With Pastor, I believe, in fifth. But Roberson has run out of fuel. He's down pit road now. So he's going to end up starting from the back.
And that's if he doesn't get a penalty for entering a closed pit.
No, that's why he would be starting from the back.
Well, my math is not mathing on Saturday either.
My math never maths no matter what day it is, so it doesn't matter.
Nonetheless.
So Alex Arilton will come in with the race lead. Shane Posey second. Jason Ricketts is in third, as I believe the 19. There's Tristen Bailey. He is out of fuel in turn one. Oh, no, this is turn three, is it? Oh, no, this is turn one.
That would be turn one.
So drama all the way around here. Can't give him a push. Tristen Bailey most likely is going to have to bite this bullet here in tow. What drama here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Charles Roberson wins the stage, but comes into the pits early with no fuel. Tristen Bailey is out of fuel. The Gibbs cars tried to make it, and they finished first and third in the stage, but at what cost? We'll be back right after this to sort it out. Back here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, and boy, oh boy, the drama that unfolded under caution. The 19 running out of fuel, going 2 laps down. He will restart in the 24th position. Got a helping hand from Shane Griffin, his teammate. Then we had the restart delayed because the 14 stopped on track. All in all, Alexander Arielson leads, Shane Posey second. And we're back to racing here in the final stage at Daytona. Jeff Weimer immediately pulls down pit road. Oh, by the way, we've only got, 10 cars on the lead lap?
Yeah, 10 cars on the lead lap. Arielson going back to P1, and he is down and away and on the back straightaway. As we got cars in trouble back there towards the back. What drama, that we talked about off air. Have you ever seen anything like that? I have.
Absolutely not. 2 cars on the same team running out of fuel. It worked for the 54. He won the stage. Sitting in the 20th position now, a lap down.
But at what cost?
Yeah, that's what it was. And again, Tristen Bailey down 2 laps because of that. There's a battle for second here between Joshua Grosso and Christian Delgado as the caution now flies. This one here, I think this is for Charles-Etienne. No, it's not. His name had popped up. Not quite sure why this caution came out here. Michael Iskander has some rear end damage. We'll see if this has anything to do with it. Iskander in a oh, yep, that will do it.
Ooh.
There's the 7 of Tomlinson. The 91 goes around again. The 17 and the 60 in it. A lot of cars not on the lead lap right there.
Mike Iskander, that Busch Light looked like a can of Busch Light that was all drank up already.
Yeah. So Iskander will come down pit road, as will Mike Simon in the 91. By the way, we had mentioned a bunch of cars on the lead lap. Angel Hernandez, I believe, should be getting the free pass here. So that will make 11 cars on the lead lap. Alex Arielson, Joshua Grosso, Christian Delgado, Julian Pastor, Shane Posey, Jason Ricketts, Robert Rowe, Michael Hagstrom, Jack Yeagerman, Justin Barkley, and now Angel Hernandez are the only cars that are on the lead lap. You'll notice I didn't say Charles-Etienne Boucher. He is currently running in the 21st position, 1 lap down, after that whole debacle that was the end of stage 2. How he got there, I don't know, because he did come down to pit during the stage. So how he ended up back there, I don't quite know. John Hopley coming down pit road. These are lap cars here. Chris Van Maastricht, Rhea Ferris, Matt Metler, Angel Hernandez coming down pit road after getting the free pass.
We got a little bit of traffic jam.
Yeah, we do.
Coming on the pit road.
47 of Bob Wyckoff. Here he is in the that Kroger Chevrolet. The reason why we're highlighting him is because he would be the lucky dog. He is the lucky dog position. He's currently 12th.
Yep. And don't forget tomorrow afternoon during slightly before the real 500 is scheduled to be conducted. Racers Elite has their special event. They're running 500 miles also. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I will be on the call for that one.
You're on the call for
With
ECR tonight as well, too, no?
I am,
For the
I am
start,
on
yep.
the
So pulling
and
double duty tonight.
double duty tomorrow.
Well, that ECR though, that not the ECR race, the Races Elite race. That is a one-time, a one-off deal, right?
Yeah,
So it won't be double duty every Sunday, just this week.
just this week. And give a shout out to Dave, who was so graceful enough to let me join our very own Angel Santiago on Roughneck Wednesday or Thursday night during their duels. And give a shout out to Emily, who stepped in my place as we get ready to come back to green here.
We've got
I believe a half lap. Anyways, so Roughneck, Frank, they did a racing for to stop childhood cancer for this
oh,
year,
very nice.
and they raised $1,625 Thursday
Wow.
night. Yes,
Congratulations.
yes, and
Holy cow.
Mr. Addison is trying to get into sim racing. So
Oh,
he's
very good. Very, very
yes,
good. A lot of charity work being done around sim racing media.
right.
Remember, John was kind enough to allow me to call a charity race on Apex Racing TV a couple of weeks ago. That was very fun. I believe that was for veteran suicide prevention. As the green flag comes back out here, working lap number 92 here at Homestead-Miami Speedway with Alex Arilson out front. A very good start for car number 9.
Yeah, Joshua Grosso there in second position as Carlos or Christian Delgado. Carlos, he sounds like a Carlos. Anyways, Delgado makes the look to the outside. Grosso, Shane Posey there in the 84, the Legacy Motorsports Club, switching from Chevrolet to Toyota this year, and here comes Pastor. Making it
Pastor,
look at 3 wide.
big run of momentum there for Pastor. He will get up into the third position, getting past Christian Delgado, and you would have to think for Julian Pastor, if enough cautions stay away, as here's the battle. Oh, around goes the 54. As Charles Roberson down the back straightaway. The 60 is around as well. Rhea Ferris runs right into it. Caution is out again.
Man, oh man.
And there's Charles-Etienne Boucher, front end damage on that number 3. I was just about to say, if the cautions stay away, you would have to think Pastor, his biggest rival, this 3 car, is a lap down. And now he's down and out. Let's see what happened here. So Charles Roberson, got turned by the 5. Rhea Ferris runs into it. We saw the 60 sliding a little bit further off. See it from above. Just contact the 5, the 60, the 45. Oh, that was Angel Hernandez. Got caught up in it as well. The 36, the 11, 62. Yeah, there was quite a bit that happened there. See it once again. This is Matt Metler here of Focus. Tried to dodge the original wreck and ended up creating another one.
You know what they say, caution's breed caution.
Yeah. Speaking of cautions, we ran caution-free in Stage 2. As Fabricio Lamana, car number 8, filling in for Franz Brettschneider this week. Back on the lead lap now, 12 cars on the lead lap. We were just checking, or just about to. Right as that happened, we were just updating you on the race for the free pass. Shane Posey, Julian Pastor coming in. Pastor was, what in the world happened to the 41?
That is racing's version of the pump fake.
Yeah, he was in a very awkward way there. Was Pastor. Let's see if we can see if this is it. Oh, I guess he faked that he was going to go in, or what?
Yeah, it looked like he was.
Yeah, he took the access road, faked as though he was going to go in, and then jumped out.
Right before they come in. So, Frank, while we're under caution, spring training started this past week.
Yep. Pitchers and catchers, now the whole teams are there at spring training. Baseball season is now officially underway. First of the spring training games, I believe, is going to be the Padres and Dodgers next Thursday.
Nice. I am not sure when the Cardinals start their games. But I imagine somewhere around March-ish.
They're going to be... Padres and Dodgers start a little bit earlier than everyone else since they have the series in Korea to start the year. About a week and a half before opening day, so they got a head start on everyone else. Let's think about this. For the San Diego Padres, by the way, this is the fourth straight spring training that has been abnormal for them.
Yeah.
You had COVID in 2020, you had the lockout in 21. Last year was the World Baseball Classic, and now the Korea Series. Everyone else is finally getting a normal spring training, except for San Diego and the Dodgers, for that matter. But we don't care about them.
As we come to green, as we come to green, Aroldis will take us down to the Geico restart zone, and he is down and away. Joshua Grosso on his outside. Barney waves the green flag, and Aroldis are automatically going to jump back to the outside. That's been the money line for him.
Rilson starting on that bottom lane has worked well for him. Allows Christian Delgado to go through. Robert Rowe up in the fourth spot in car number 44. He's battling with Jason Ricketts in the 48. As Ricketts goes down low, they're three wide a little bit further behind. That's Shane Posey in the middle.
Posey.
Getting into the 22. Around they go. Van Maastricht into it as well. Caution is out. No one else hit him. They don't. Caution number 7 of the race.
Anybody tell these guys it's a mile and a half track?
Let's see it again. Shane Posey in the middle there, had just gotten tires. Tried to force the issue up the middle, got into the left rear corner of the 22 and did not let him go. Steven Sear got into the wall a little bit as well in the 5. Something happened with John Hopley in the 51 here. This is after the caution had come out already. Oh. Got caught half on, half off the racetrack.
That's not where you want to be.
Christian Delgado, Angel Hernandez, Joshua Grosso, Jack Yeagerman, Shane Posey, Justin Barkley all coming down pit road. Rosa Laszlo will be your free pass car. Now 13 cars on the lead lap. I'm not sure, but I believe that was a spot that would have been for either John Hopley or Chris Van Mastrick, but because Hopley had spun and because Van Mastrick was a part of the incident, neither one of them get it. It goes to Rosa Laszlo, who was a part of nothing.
Nonetheless, we're going to get lined up behind the iRacing.com pace car. And the Cardinals spring training opens up on Saturday, February 24th at 1:05 Eastern against the Miami Marlins.
Oh, so next Saturday. First game next Saturday.
Yeah. And I'm excited. We finished last place at the Simple. So it's a rebound year.
Yeah, of course.
They still need help in pitching, though.
As do most teams. And big-name free agents are still out there. Like Blake Snell's still out there. Jorge Soler's still out there. A lot of guys that could really help a ball club are still in free agency.
I mean, we did pick up Lance Lynn and Matt Carpenter again. So we'll see. Sometimes old is new.
Yep, absolutely.
And Lance Lynn was, I believe, a part of that 2011 World Championship team. So
we have 34 laps to go here from the Homestead-Miami Speedway, the Everglades 200, round number 6 of Season 7 for the iSNF Cup Series. Alex Arilton, Jason Ricketts, Robert Rowe, Michael Hagstrom. That is the top 4, and those drivers did not come down pit road from the lead lap here under this caution. Julian Pastor, Fabricio Lamana, Angel Hernandez, Christian Delgado, Joshua Grosso, Jack Yeagerman, Shane Posey, Justin Barkley, Rosa Laszlo, all the way from 5th to 13th. Those drivers did come down pit road. So the first 2 rows here on this restart will be drivers that did not pit under the caution.
yeah, back there at 14th, you got Oakley and Van Master both a lap down, and then once you get back to 15th on through, the rest of the field, they're multiple laps down.
So as it sits, we'll keep you updated here on the free pass position. Chris Van Mastrick, John Hopley, Charles-Etienne Boucher, and Matt Metler, those 4 are the only drivers that are 1 lap down. Tristen Bailey, Charles Halterman are 2. Jeff Weimer, Bob Wyckoff, and Larry Fairman are 3 laps down. Those guys go down to 22nd. Everyone else from there is 5 or more. As the pace car comes off, leader set to go. Arilton gets a very good jump. Jason Ricketts now battling with Robert Rowe. None of the older tires spin on the restart. We're back racing.
All right, we got 32 laps left in this one.
Robert Rowe had a huge wiggle, still trying to collect that car. Down into the inside wall he goes. Off the racing line, we're going to stay green, but that's a big hit for Robert Rowe.
Yeah, Robert Rowe, he might as well just throw that one back to the pit to get it worked on. Meanwhile, Pastor.
Oh, here we go again.
Ooh.
8:16:77. This one will bring out the caution.
That's a tough break.
It's the 8 of Fabricio Lamana, who had gone around. Jack Yeagerman without a nose. Free pass goes to John Hopley, car number 51. For this, the 8th caution of the night. And again, remember, we went caution-free in stage 2. Here we go. Green. This is Robert Rowe. There's the first wiggle. Never really got it figured back out. Comes right across the nose of Joshua Grosso. That was the first incident. And now here 4 wide going into 3 as cars try to sort themselves out. LaManna gets into the wall. Ricketts was slow.
I think Delgado was actually checking up for Ricketts. And then
Yeah, that's what it looks like, yeah. Chris Van Maastricht also got a big piece of that as well. Yeah, Ricketts really pushed up. Yeah, very good call on that. Charles-Etienne Boucher just barely missed getting wiped out by his teammate. Watch this once again here. We're going to focus on LaManna again. Watch the 3 come in at the tail end of this. It's going to be down on the bottom. There he is. Watch it. Oof.
Barely got through it.
So there is Jack Yeagerman. There is John Hopley once again. He was the free pass recipient. And with this caution, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You are watching the Everglades 200 here, round number 6 for the iSNF Cup Series, right here on Sim Racing Media. Back racing here at Auto Club Speedway. Alex Ariltson leading away from Angel Hernandez and Julian Pastor here on this restart. Coming back from caution number 8 here tonight, and Shane Posey has a big slide coming out of turn 2. Able to keep it under wraps, though.
He keeps it under wraps. Posey keeps it under wraps. But look now, he's going to try to look 3 wide on Delgado and Barkley here coming out of 4, but it's going to think better of it. Barkley look at the inside of Delgado, but here comes Posey on the inside. Can't even, oh, here comes
it's the
that
19.
would be the 19. He's going to make it 3 wide. Tristen Bailey.
That's Tristen Bailey currently running in 17th. 2 laps down is Tristen Bailey. Those of you who missed it, we had a wild end to stage 2. Cars running out of fuel with a lap to go in the stage, running out of fuel just after the stage ended. Tristen Bailey ended up needing to get pushed to pit road, lost 2 laps in the process after finishing 3rd in the stage, having one of the faster cars here today. Still only 13 cars on the lead lap. John Hopley, here he is in the 51. He was the lucky dog after the last caution. However, Jack Yeagerman was a part of the last caution. He has not yet left pit road, so those two effectively swapped their positions on the lead lap. Charles-Etienne Boucher right now, here he is, number 3. Stage 1 winner, dominated most of the early portion of this race. Currently now in 14th position. He is the free pass recipient if a caution were to come out right now. His closest competition, Matt Metler, 3.5 seconds behind. There he is, car number 60.
And it seems like your PC things have settled out right now, and we're nice and smooth. Hopefully we're just smooth to the end.
Still up front, Alexander Arilson leading Angel Hernandez. These two had plenty of battles last year. However, a new competitor has entered the fray, Julian Martinez Pastor, making just his 3rd start here in the 41.
And might I remind you, Frank, he started on pit road with a drive-through penalty after claiming the provisional pole here tonight. And Homestead now is back up to P3, and he's working on Angel Hernandez there.
This is the best opportunity that Julian Pastor has had to take this race by the neck and see what he can do. Shane Posey had a moment coming out of turn 2 once again, that 84, making just his 7th start here in the iSNF Cup Series.
His closest competitor is Justin Barkley there in P5. So he's knocking on the door to get a 5th place position there.
There's Justin Barkley subbing in for Sam Frazier this week after Dominic Sawicki withdrew for the season due to outside commitments. And the caution has flown once again. This one appears to be a little bit further back. There's Michael Iskander, car number 1, and Robert Rowe here in car number 44, just in front. Iskander running in 24th, Rowe on the lead lap in 12th.
Unfortunately, you won't see that car in Daytona, but you'll see it here at Homestead on iSNF.
So what happened here? Oh, Iskander got loose, and it bit right as the 44 came around.
And that's a scary moment there.
Absolutely is. Leaders in. Alex Arilson, Angel Hernandez, Julian Pastor, Christian Delgado, Shane Posey, Michael Hagstrom, Fabricio Lamana, Joshua Grosso all in. Charles-Etienne Boucher gets the free pass. Justin Barkley, Jason Ricketts, Rosa Laszlo, 22-48-6. Do not pit. And it will be Alexander Arilson winning the race off of pit road, just ahead of the 45 and 41. We'll see what Tristen Bailey decides to do here. Bailey last came in back on lap 81. But if he were to stay out here, he is in front of the leader, so he would get the wave around. If he doesn't come down pit road here, and with the rate cautions have been flying here, Would not be a bad bet, I don't think.
I don't think he's not coming in.
Yeah, no, he's going to stay out.
He's going to definitely get that waiver on.
Rosa Laszlo decides to come in. John Hopley, by the way, was a part of some incident. Didn't appear to be a part of the caution. Let's see what happened with John Hopley. Oh no, he must have had something happen earlier.
I think he's in that big one they had earlier on.
Here's the 51. Let's see if this will show us anything. So, but that's hopefully just a little bit earlier in the run. So let's let this run another second longer here. See if anything happens off of 4. No, it doesn't look like it. Something, though, happened to John Hopley for his car to now look like that. And after getting the free pass last caution, he now no longer has it. So he is back a lap down. As mentioned, Tristen Bailey will stay out. He will get the wave around, and he will now go from 2 laps down to 1 lap down.
Hopefully he doesn't run out of gas.
Yeah. It's now Joshua Grosso. Here he is coming back out on circuit. Robert Rowe doing the same. Matt Mettler, John Hopley, Tristen Bailey, and Chris Van Maastricht. Those are the 4 cars that are a lap down. Still only 13 cars on the lead lap, as the 3 and 51 effectively swap spots. So it is not yet over for car number 19. However, he does need a rather quick caution to get new tires on that car.
And Angel Hernandez needs this thing to go all the way to the finish and try to get there in the lead.
He's got 2 cars in front of him, the 22 and the 48. Both of those drivers did not pit under this caution. Barkley last came in on 99. Ricketts on lap 104. Green flag back in the air. 16 laps to go here from Homestead.
16-lap shootout. Justin Barkley's going to lead him down to turn number 1. Here comes Angel Hernandez on the outside. He's going to make it 3 wide. Going to turn number 2.
Looks like a Rieldson and Pastor, though, both had the right line as they'll both pick up positions on Angel Hernandez. Just about 3 wide now, getting really pinched as Hernandez finding a lot of misfortune on that outside line behind Jason Ricketts.
Hernandez getting held up right now by Jason Ricketts. Jason Ricketts, that's why they had an incident earlier. Jason Ricketts going to move to the inside. Angel Hernandez going to move the power move.
Oh, he's going to get blocked off, though, by the 48. 48 wiggles into the wall. 45 of Hernandez tries to feed the middle. He does. Up at the front, race leader Alex O'Reilson now has gotten around Justin Barkley for the race lead. Julian Pastor has gotten around Barkley for second. Race is on for the lead, 9 and 41.
Pastor trying to get around the Roldis there. Coming out of 2. Down the back straightaway. Oh, man, Pastor is almost there.
See this run here at the back as well. 84 of Posey, 16 of Delgado. Michael Hagstrom is also in this in the 15. Hagstrom's had a really good race tonight.
Yeah. Hagstrom, man, he's been coming on strong. He's right there in the 7th position. Right now he's running top 10. He probably knows he doesn't have the car to win, but he's going to get all the points he can get.
Started 8th, currently running in 7th. He's been up in the top 15 all night. That car that in the Cup Series is piloted by Riley Herbst. And now Julian Pastor really putting the pressure on Alex Ariltson. Boy, what an exit for the 41.
Tightening up the noose. There is Pastor to the outside. Can he get him cleared? I think by the end of the back straightaway, he should pretty much have that position handled. As Arilda's going to come up a block, here comes Barkley trying to get another run, but he don't have enough room. As the stands at the hourglass are running out for Barkley and Angel Hernandez to try to catch Pastor and Arilda.
Sweden defending from Spain with the U.S. and Mexico watching on. 11 laps to go. Julian Pastor started from the pole, took a drive-through penalty on the opening lap, has not led a lap here in this race, but has fought his way back for a chance to win, and what a win it would be.
Arilda holding on for dear life as Pastor is trying to figure out how to get around that 9 car. Arilda, keep in mind, is filling in for the suspended Joey Maines tonight, as Joey Maines is cheering on from his living room.
Boy, down to the inside.
To the inside.
Boy, getting about as close as you possibly can between the 41 and the 9, still not giving each other much room. Ariltson just ahead.
Give the advantage to Ariltson there, but here comes Pastor out of turn number 4. He's going to get him cleared finally. Ariltson going to put the bumper to him.
Took Julian Pastor 125 laps to lead from pole. Now he's got to run away. Oh, big wiggle out of the 78 there.
Lap cars are going to come into effect, but they're going to move over and let these two race it out. As there's 2 lines of racing. Ariltson gets it into the wall.
Yes, he did. Michael Iskander getting out of the way there in the 1. And that, I believe, should open up the racetrack for the rest of the way. But right now, Alex Ariltson down on the bottom. That inside line gets such a good run on corner entry. But it's the outside on corner exit that takes command. Look in the background. Angel Hernandez gets around Justin Barkley for 3rd.
Can this be the night that Pastor goes from 0 to hero? He started on the pole. Here comes Ariltson. Is here about a quarter of a second gap between the first and second place car. As Ariltson is trying to make that run again. Here comes Angel Hernandez closing in. He's bringing Justin Barkley with him.
These 2 guys have pulled away to the tune of about 1.7 seconds to Christian Delgado. Fabricio Lamanna battling with Michael Hagstrom about a further second back, as Hagstrom down on the bottom looking for the 6th spot.
For 7 laps to go here in this one. And this one's getting real exciting here as Michael Hagstrom there and that number 15 car. He's knocking on the door for a top 5.
Whoa. Big wiggle into the outside wall goes Shane Posey.
Posey had a moment there, as Frank said. Here comes the 19 car, who is a lap down. That's Tristen Bailey. He's still 1 lap down.
Tristen Bailey, by the way, is in the free pass position. Battle for the race lead. Ariltson comes back on Julian Pastor. Pastor, though, on that outside line, is going to get the runoff at turn 2. Will just be able to clear.
As long as they're side by side, that allows Angel Hernandez to catch up here in the closing laps of this race. As we're right down to 5 flanges, 5 laps to go.
4 here at the line. As Pastor looking for his first iSNF Cup Series victory.
Angel Hernandez running 3rd right now, trying to will that horse to get up there for all it's got.
Angel Hernandez had a 3rd place finish last week at the Auto Club Speedway. Again, haven't seen Alex Arilson since Daytona when he drove the 91. 3 laps to go. That inside line is suiting Pastor very, very well through 3 and 4, and he seems content in 1 and 2 to give Arilson the bottom. Arilson's going to nose ahead, but the momentum's coming.
Here comes Arilson on the inside. Pastor on the outside. Here comes Angel Hernandez on the... He's trying to make a run. We're coming to popsicle sticks in the air. Off of turn number 4. Pastor, 2 to go. Popsicle sticks in the air.
2 laps to go. Julian Pastor out in front. Hernandez watching these two, watching and waiting. Both drivers take the outside line here in turn 1. This time by slow car of Casey Tomlinson down low and out of the way.
Does Arilson have one more chance?
Ooh.
As he's going to get into the wall?
Yeah, he's pushing. You can tell. He's getting into the wall like that. He is certainly pushing. Final lap here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Julian Pastor. Car number 41, Alex Arilson right under him. Down on the bottom, getting a little bit loose down there coming out of turn 2. And does have to slot in behind. Lost a lot of momentum on that final run. He's got one last chance to try to get Julian Pastor. Pastor down on the bottom. Arilson into the fence once again, coming out of turn number 4. Julian Pastor is a winner in the iSNF Cup Series.
That was a barn burner there, the last 10 laps. Julian Pastor is your winner. Arilson finishes second, and Angel Hernandez finishes P3 tonight. What a run for Pastor, Frank. He starts drive-through penalty, drives the wheels off of this thing. It takes him 123 laps to get back up to start leading the lap.
One of the most unconventional pole to wins you will ever see. Julian Pastor in just his 3rd iSNF Cup Series start is a winner. Quick little spin before calling it. Let's bring him in now. Julian Pastor, what a run. First of all, starting on the pole, had to take the drive-through penalty on the first lap after an incident last week. And how in the world did you come back to pull that off? Oh, I thought we had him. I guess we don't. Hold on. I had moved him in here.
I think he was shocked that he won.
I think so. All right, let's go the other way around here. Then we'll go from 3rd to 1st. Angel Hernandez, 3rd place finisher here tonight. Talk us through that last restart, because that last restart was really what ended up ending your night.
Yeah, that last restart, I just got a bad jump, and then just because of that, I got into some bad positions and couldn't really keep up with Alex and the 41. So I was pretty much just stuck, left there, just watching the battle towards the end.
How was tire wear out there for you guys? Because we saw a lot of drivers getting loose, especially off of turn 2, all race long. How were the tires holding up on your car tonight?
I think the first part of the run, it's always just a lot of grip, and then once you come down towards like 20, 30 laps, or towards the end of the stages, out of 2 and 4, it was getting super loose. So I get why people were getting into the wall and spinning and whatnot.
All right, next week, another good racetrack next week that I will be reminded of the second I see it in our notes here. That would be Atlanta next week. So going along with the actual NASCAR schedule, all 3 official series will be at Atlanta next week. What are your thoughts going into that race with how much practice you guys will have, be able to have over the course of the week?
Uh, I think no matter what amount of practice we have or try and do, it's just gonna be a matter of surviving the race. It always is at plate tracks, so just try and stay out of trouble.
All right. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, Josh, Tristen, all those guys in JGR that were racing with me.
All right. Your third place finisher here tonight, Alex Arilton, bud. Angel Hernandez, pardon me. Congratulations, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
A little side
Now,
note, Frank, before
huh?
we bring Alex Arildes in. Uh, Julian Martinez Pastor said he bailed out on an interview because he has very broken English, and he said it
Okay.
wouldn't be a very good conversation.
Fair enough. So that is fine. As we'll move in with Alex Arilton now, your second place finisher. Alex, just one little mistake coming up off the bottom. It's what's going to undo you here tonight.
Yeah, I guess so. But Julian, he was really fast there. Didn't have anything for him at that point in the race. Maybe if we had maybe 10 more laps, maybe I would have had something for him. But I guess we'll never find out.
Uh, there towards the end, you had a good 10 lap tire disadvantage on the rest of the field, but still you're able to start really well and get away. How were you able to manage that when everyone else seemed to really fall off on tires?
Well, we didn't have too many green flag laps between the cautions there at that point in the race. So, I mean, the tires had time to cool off between the the restarts. So yeah, it wasn't much of an issue really.
We know that you're a sub driver. We know this is your second start. Are you going to be racing at Atlanta next week?
No, I will not. I don't really like the new Atlanta anyway. If it had it been the old Atlanta, definitely, but not the new one. I'm not a fan of that.
All right, fair enough. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, big shout out to Ria for managing the league so well and putting in the hard work all week and every week. And also a big shout out to you guys for putting on such good broadcasts every week.
All right, your second place finisher here tonight, Alex Arilton. Bud, congratulations.
Thank you.
And with that, that will do it for us here tonight, more or less. A very good race that we saw there at the end. A great long run that led to a dramatic end to the second stage. Then we kind of got bundled up with a lot of cautions, but a nice run to the finish here tonight. A good 16-lap run to end it out, I think, was a very good and fitting way to finish this race that had many highs and lows.
For sure, what a race! And Pastor, like I said, drive-through penalty start, puts it on the pole, drive-through penalty, 123 laps to finally get the lead the race, and then he just hit Aurelius and Pastor. What a race! But nonetheless, Frank, you know, as baseball season ramps up, that means your time on iSNF winds down.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was with my job with baseball season starting up. I was expecting to be able to do about another month of broadcasts. Unfortunately, that turns out that will not be the case. So tonight was my last iSNF broadcasts for the foreseeable future here at the very least. I want to thank John Leach for allowing me on this show. When I had come back after last season had ended and after Tony's passing, I made sure to get on this show. This was Tony's show. This was his baby. This was his pride. And I wanted to make sure it continued for him. So that was why I demanded my way onto this show very effectively. I want to thank all the people that I've broadcasted this series with. I want to thank Emily Urias, who did the first race with me, Liam Ervig, Dave Regal, and of course you, Alan, who have done these races with me and have had such a fun time doing these races with. I want to thank Rhea Ferris for making this as easy as possible as far as all the pre-race information goes. She works like crazy, more than I'm sure the drivers know, to
Yeah,
make
that's the
sure
thing.
this league runs the way that it does. And for that, that will pretty much do it for me here as iSNF goes. I do have 2 more broadcasts. I will be on SCL on Monday, and I will be calling the Rick Motek Xfinity Series season finale on Tuesday. But after that, that will be it for me here on SRM. So let's take a look here really quick at the race results here tonight. Julian Pastor comes away with the win. 6 different winners in 6 races this season, filling up the 16 playoff spots here quite quick. Alex Arilson, Angel Hernandez, Justin Barkley, Christian Delgado rounding out the top 10. Michael Hagstrom, Fabricio Lamana, Rosa Laszlo, Charles-Etienne Boucher, and Shane Posey. Rounding out the top 10, Joshua Grosso, Jason Ricketts, Robert Rowe, Tristen Bailey, Matt Metler down to 15th. Chris Van Maastricht, Charles Holterman, John Hopley, Larry Fairman, Jeff Weimer down to 20th. Bob Wyckoff, Shane Griffin, Nathan Christensen, Jack Yeagerman, and Jerry Parker to 25th. Michael Iskander, Rhea Ferris, Brian Treadwell, Steven Sear, Casey Tomlinson to 30th. Charles Roberson, Adrian Arenas, Mark Morton, Brian Wood, Chris Otto down to 35th. Isaac Wilson, Mike Simon, Michael Gervey, and Peter Terrio round out the fields here tonight from Homestead. So with that, that will do it for us here from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. For my broadcast partner, Alan Bergen, thank you very much for making us a part of your evening. We will see you next week at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. Until then, be sure, as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.
And don't be a stranger.